fairly okay, decent earning parents who are working, and the ones, the EWS categories are children of the drivers, of the housemaids, of stay in fruit wala के बच्चे, रेडी वाले के बच्चे, ऐसे बच्चे हमारे पास आते हैं. और पर अभी क्या हुआ, जब से हमारा ऑनलाइन लर्निंग शुरू हुआ, हमें कुछ कुछ डिसीजंस लेनी पड़ी. जैसे बहुत छोटे बच्चे जो हैं, जो नर्सरी लेवल में हैं, उनके लिए हम ऑनलाइन क्लासेस नहीं करते हैं. क्लास केजी टू 1 and 2, we send work home, and then it comes back. We work more with the parents because we feel under that the children are too small to be sitting before a gadget and working. Class 3 onwards is where we start our classes in Zoom. So they have 5 days regular classes in Zoom, but especially with the underprivileged EWS category, हमारे साथ दिक्कत ये होता है, जब पहला 2 महीना तो सब ठीक गया, बिकॉज सब घर में थे, कोई काम नहीं हो रहा था, पूरा सब घर के अंदर से काम कर रहे थे. तो हमारी जो क्लासेस सुबह होती थी, चाहे वो फोन में हो, चाहे वो लैपटॉप में हो, चाहे वो किसी भी डिफरेंट गैजेट में हो, लोग बच्चे EWS बच्चे भी ज्वाइन कर लेते थे. और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि we realize that the poorest of the poor has a phone. Most of them have smartphone, but all of them possess a phone. पर जब से हमारे parents काम करने लगे for the last 50 days or a month at times, तब parent जो है वो EWS बच्चे के पेरेंट्स घर से निकल जाते हैं, एक ही फोन होता है, और वो लेके चले जाते हैं. फिर हम उन बच्चों तक कैसे पहुंचे? तो फिर हमारे टीचर्स ने ये तय किया कि उनसे बात करके कि हम क्यों ना, जो भी आपका ऑपर्चुन टाइम है, जो भी टाइम आपको सूट करता है, आप हमें बताएंगे. हम इवन इफ इट्स 1-on-1, हम आपको बताएंगे क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. And most of the time, like yesterday, through your parents' discussion, I was hearing that is what the parents were talking about, that a lot of work they had to do. पहले क्या होता था, स्कूल में भेजो. हाँ जी.
Yeah, Krishna. So, no, we'll come back to what is happening now, because you've told us already what you used to do earlier.
Okay.
So if you can just get a gist from everybody of what they have been doing all along till COVID. So we will have an introduction and we will know who we are speaking to also and where everybody is coming from. So once we have that background, then the conversation will flow a little bit better. So
can I just add one bit of what we did before? For the regular students till class 8, वो तो regular classes 2 बजे तक होता है. पर for the young adults, उनके लिए जो 18 साल से ऊपर है, उनके लिए हम thrice a week बच्चों को ट्रेनिंग के लिए बाहर भेजते हैं. हम अपनी बिल्डिंग के अंदर उनको वोकेशनल सेटअप बना के सिखाते नहीं हैं. जो उनको सीखना है वो हम बड़े बड़े होटल्स में, हॉस्पिटल्स में या ऑफिसेज में भेजते हैं बच्चों को सीखने के लिए.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you. Sudha, I would like you to introduce yourself and talk about what you have been doing so far. Okay. And we'll come back to what we are doing during COVID now. So Sudha goes next, and then Madhuri.
Okay, thank you, Anita, and thank you, Krishna. So basically, I'm a special educator, which means I work with children who have additional support needs. और ये मैं इस फील्ड में शायद 20-25 साल से हूँ. So there is experience across special schools, mainstream schools, and directly working with parents. तो 2005 से मैं डायरेक्टली पेरेंट्स से जुड़ी हुई हूँ. दैट जब बच्चे के साथ मैं काम करती हूँ तो हर सेशन में पेरेंट होते हैं, पेरेंट और बोथ पेरेंट्स, सो दैट उनका ट्रेनिंग वही लेवल पे हो जितना एक थेरेपिस्ट और एजुकेटर का हो. Because without parents, without empowering the parents, we cannot really work fruitfully towards the child's progress. क्योंकि फॉलो अप भी तो होना है और बच्चे पेरेंट्स के साथ रहते हैं, उनके जो भी लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस है वो भी अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ है, हमारे पास तो लिमिटेड टाइम के लिए है. सो वी मस्ट एक्चुअली, इट्स पेरेंट एजुकेशन इज सो मच मोर important because you educate a parent, other aspects of the child's life is also taken care of other than academics or communication or attention. तो वही मैं करती आई हूँ before the lockdown, and schools के साथ भी coordinate करती हूँ. तो जहाँ पे the counselors and the teachers, where the schools are open to communicating with an external educator, ki working towards the goals which are best for the child, or sorting out some issue which is coming up, जो एक क्लासरूम में, एक ग्रुप में जो हो रहा है इश्यूज, जो शायद वन ऑन वन जो मैं करती हूँ तब नहीं होते हैं. सो दैट इनपुट ऑल्सो इज टेकन फ्रॉम स्कूल्स एंड वी वर्क टुवर्ड्स दैट. Or in the last 1 year, I've also set up Sudhi Learning Center as a hub for parent training and teachers training as well, and child development activities, where we look for enriching activities beyond just the academics. Now, I have always tried कि positive teaching practices हो. As a special educator, हमें तो ये सिखाया ही जाता है कि education is child centered. So when we are taught, I remember when we did our B.Ed, it was about teaching learning. It is not about teaching. कोई भी aid हो वो teaching learning है. So that is a very positive, teaching practice. And I feel these are the practices which translate well onto an online medium as well. Because a good teacher is somebody who is always, thinking about what is going to be best for the student. And your student is not just somebody who brings the part of the brain to class, which is dealing with reading and writing. Your student is a human being, emotional, rational. So we have to keep in mind all that. Same thing for online. Of course, about online learning and teaching, we'll be going into more details later on. But मेरा ये मानना है कि जहाँ तक we are clear in our concepts कि education is not delivery of curriculum. The content is not the king. It is a child, and it is what adaptive skills do the child need, keeping in mind the current situation. We all teach, if we go towards teaching curriculum, it is set by somebody far removed from the child's life. What the children of today need. We can't have yesterday's curriculum for today's children. So whether it is pre-COVID, during COVID, or post-COVID, we need to see that we teach what the child needs today. That's it for now from me. Anita, I think you need to unmute.
Yeah, sorry. I thank you, Sudha. And I just wanted to request all of you and also remind myself, we need to go a little slower for the comfort of Atul, who is signing for us, because signing takes a little longer than it takes to speak. So just a little slower, because we all speak very fast and we already know what we are going to say. But in his case, he doesn't know what is the subject matter really and what we're going to be saying or talking about. So it will take him 2 minutes to understand and interpret. So Madhuri goes next. I'm just unmuting you, Madhuri. Please unmute your mic, Madhuri. You have muted your mic. Yeah. Yes, you're on.
Good morning, Anita. Thank you for choosing me on this forum. I'm always more than willing to talk to parents, of children who are with different needs, because they always consider themselves different from the society, where I never felt that they are different from the society. They are definitely, the children are a part of the society. मैं एयरफोर्स स्कूल विमान नगर में प्रिंसिपल थी जब मैंने I hope the speed is all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
जब मैंने वहाँ इंटीग्रेशन इंट्रोड्यूस किया। स्पेशल बच्चों का वहाँ एक स्कूल था एयरफोर्स स्कूल में, जहाँ 45 बच्चे पढ़ रहे थे, और मैंने वहाँ देखा कि काफी सारे बच्चे हैं जो एकेडमिकली अच्छा परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, तो उनको हमने मेन स्ट्रीम में इंटीग्रेट किया। वो इंटीग्रेट करने का प्रोसेस थोड़ा स्टेप बाय स्टेप हुआ। पहले हमने उनको स्पोर्ट्स में इंटीग्रेट किया, फिर हमने उनको कल्चरल प्रोग्राम्स में इंटीग्रेट किया। तो जो नॉर्मल स्कूल के बच्चे थे उनको वो समझना जरूरी था कि ये स्पेशल बच्चों के साथ कैसे फ्रेंडशिप की जा सकती है, उनके साथ कैसे बर्ताव किया जा सकता है। और बहुत कम दिनों में ये नॉर्मल बच्चे और स्पेशल बच्चों में बहुत गहरी फ्रेंडशिप हो गई। तो मुझे क्लासरूम में इंटीग्रेशन करना बहुत ही आसान हुआ। मेरा खुद का एक कजिन है जो मेंटली रिटार्डेड है, जिसको मैंने बचपन से देखा है। तो मुझे सबसे बड़ी चीज ये लगती है कि नॉर्मल सोसाइटी वालों को इसका सेंसिटाइजेशन होना बहुत जरूरी है। जो बच्चे हैं उनको सेंसिटिविटी होना बहुत जरूरी है स्पेशल बच्चों की तरफ। तो इंटीग्रेशन मेरे लिए स्पेशल बच्चों को एजुकेशन दिलाना एक बात थी, मगर नॉर्मल बच्चों को, इन बच्चों का सेंसिटाइजेशन होना, इन बच्चों की जरूरत का अंदाजा होना, इन बच्चों के साथ फ्रेंडशिप करना, ये भी मेरा एक मकसद था। तो आगे चल के ये बच्चों को सोसाइटी में पॉजिटिवली सबने एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए। एज एन एजुकेटर, एज अ टीचर, जब हम कहते हैं कि हम देश की आगे की पीढ़ी बना रहे हैं, तो हमको ये ऐसी भी पीढ़ी बनानी है जहाँ पे स्पेशल बच्चों को नॉर्मल बच्चों के साथ ही इक्वल प्लेटफॉर्म पे ट्रीट किया जाए। तो वो पीढ़ी भी बनाने में शिक्षकों का उतना ही सहभाग होना चाहिए, सहयोग होना चाहिए। और यही मेरे काम का सबसे पहला मकसद था, क्योंकि मैंने जब बचपन में ये सब देखा था और मैं इससे सेंसिटाइज हो गई थी, तब मुझे आज जाके जब मैं एजुकेटर बनी तो इन बच्चों के लिए कुछ करने की ऊर्जा, कुछ करने की चाहत बनी है। तो अगर छोटे बच्चों के मन में इसके प्रति हम प्रेम भाव, उनके प्रति ये जागरूकता निर्माण करें, तो मेरे हिसाब से ये काम आगे चलकर बहुत ही आसान होगा। जब मैं इन बच्चों के साथ काम कर रही थी, तभी मैंने NIOS के सारे करिकुलम, सारे परीक्षा के जो भी उनके तरीके हैं वो मैंने सीखे। और आज भी मैं इवन ऑनलाइन घर में बैठ के भी अगर मुझे कोई पेरेंट्स पूछते हैं तो मैं NIOS के क्या क्या एग्जाम्स है, बच्चे किस तरह एग्जाम दे सकते हैं, होम स्कूलिंग करके भी एग्जाम देके बच्चे कैसे आगे जा सकते हैं, इसका परिचय लोग पेरेंट्स को कराती हूँ। और आज मैंने एयरफोर्स स्कूल में जो 2 बच्चों को इंटीग्रेट किया था, वो आज NIOS के थ्रू 10वीं पास कर चुके हैं। वो दोनों बच्चे ऑटिस्टिक थे, मगर पढ़ाई में बहुत अच्छे थे, और वो टीचर से और वो मैनेजमेंट के और पेरेंट्स के कोऑपरेशन से वो दोनों बच्चे आज NIOS से 10th कर चुके हैं और वो आगे की पढ़ाई करने की भी सोच रहे हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि एक टीचर के नाते हमको ना सिर्फ स्पेशल बच्चों का ख्याल करना है, मगर हमको नॉर्मल सोसाइटी को भी इस तरह जागरूक करना है, सेंसिटाइज करना है कि इन बच्चों को या इन पेरेंट्स को कोई अलग ट्रीटमेंट नहीं हो। आज भी हम कोविड-19 सिचुएशन में भी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के जरिए इन बच्चों के पास पहुंचना चाहते हैं, मगर ये बच्चे और ये पेरेंट्स ये चाहते हैं कि नहीं, इसके बारे में मैं ज्यादा नहीं जानती, क्योंकि ये बच्चे हमको, पेरेंट्स हमको अभी अप्रोच नहीं करते। उनको लगता है ये एक्सेप्शनल सिचुएशन है, तो हमारे लिए तो और भी ज्यादा एक्सेप्शनल है, क्योंकि नॉर्मल सिचुएशन हमारे लिए एक्सेप्शनल होती है, तो ये तो और भी ज्यादा चैलेंजिंग है। मगर ऐसा नहीं है। अगर हम इन पेरेंट्स से बात कर सकें तो आज के टाइम में भी हम उस बच्चों को पढ़ाई के लिए उनके पास पहुंच सकते हैं। हम 2 स्टेप आगे जाके पहुंचना चाहते हैं, और मेरी विनती है कि पेरेंट्स भी 2 स्टेप आगे चल के हमारे पास पहुंचे। अनीता, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर क्रिएटिंग दिस प्लेटफॉर्म। थैंक यू फ्रॉम माय साइड।
Thank you, Madhuri. And since you brought up the topic of inclusion and how it can be done, there are so many things that are online today. You know, like what is the terminology that we use when we talk about children who have challenges? How we speak about children with and without disabilities, you know. And a lot of this also comes from what we read in the newspapers and what we read in magazines, in storybooks, etc. Which is why under the Ekansh Trust umbrella, we came out with those storybooks that all of you know about, which Pallavanjali was a part of, because the cover page, the drawings were done by Krishna's and Shalu Sharma's students. Shalu was with Pallavanjali back then. So it is their students who actually made those drawings for the cover page of our storybook called Celebrating Differences. We also have a coloring pages book where every picture has a person with a disability, a character with a disability. The storybooks have, every story in the storybook has one character with a disability, and they are happy stories and happy pictures of festivals, etc. So the idea, you know, if you want to sensitize children, it begins, I think, with play, because play is where, you know, you start breaking all those barriers, breaking the ice, actually interacting with people who are not like you and whom you don't even know, with complete strangers. I think that is how we begin, with strangers, and then they become friends, right? Friends are those people we've not met before, which is why we came up with a garden also with the inclusive equipment there, where children on wheelchairs can get onto the swing, children on wheelchairs can get onto the merry-go-round. And this is not a special, this is not a playground in a special school. It is a public park where we have put this up, and we plan to do one or two more. We were planning to do it this year, but obviously COVID took over. But I think inclusive play is very important. And we also went to a garden which didn't have any inclusive play equipment. We took children from schools for deaf children and students from a regular school, and all of them played football and throw ball together. And very soon, children were learning to sign. Children who can hear were learning to sign. And the children from the deaf school were teaching them how to play football correctly and teaching them the rules. And they completely took over the game. So those pictures are there on the Ekansh Trust page. You can take a look at them. So I think it's not only in the classroom that inclusion happens. More of it happens outside the classroom. Because in the classroom, it's a very regulated kind of an atmosphere, which is like a forced place where we all go and sit, वो uniform पहन के जाके बैठ जाते हैं अकड़ के. क्लासरूम से बाहर ज्यादा हम लोग सीखते हैं. तो अगर पार्क्स में हम बच्चों से मिलने जाएं और मॉल्स में वो हमको नजर आए, पब्लिक स्पेसेस में वो हमको ज्यादा नजर आने लगे, तो इंक्लूजन और इंटीग्रेशन दोनों के चांसेस हायर हो जाते हैं. और जो पेरेंट्स भी होते हैं, जैसे माधुरी कह रही थी कि पेरेंट्स हमें अप्रोच नहीं कर रहे, they feel intimidated, I think, by society also. You know, आगे आके जब मदद मांगने आते हैं, तो उनको लगता है we are always in a position of asking for help or asking for support. तो वो थोड़ा सा हिचकिचाते हैं मांगते हुए भी, क्योंकि वो जिंदगी उनकी उसी में है कि what kind of educational support can we get. And we are all, I think society traditionally has behaved as if it is doing them a favor rather than just doing what is supposed to be done. तो वो थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है कि उनको इंटिमिडेशन भी लगता है रेगुलर सोसाइटी से. तो the friendlier we are, in fact I was suggesting to one of the mothers yesterday कि क्यों ना हम सब मिलके एक दिन अंताक्षरी खेलें Zoom पे. Facebook पे जाना जरूरी नहीं है ना. तो all the so called experts and the so called parents who need support, and even the children who are willing to sing and join us, if we can have a very informal space where we can all go and become friends, so that asking for support both ways, you asking for them to approach you and them being able to approach you, becomes a lot easier. तो जब वो एक थेरेपिस्ट के पास या एक एजुकेटर के पास जाते हैं, not just parents of children with disabilities, हर parent, in fact even if I go for a parent teacher meeting to school, वो थोड़ा सा रेजर्वेशन होता है कि पता नहीं आज टीचर क्या बोलेगी, क्या मैं टीचर से ये सवाल कर सकती हूँ, फिर मेरी बेटी मुझे बताएगी कि उसके वो सब्जेक्ट के बारे में सवाल मत करना मम्मी, you talk about this subject but don't talk about that subject. So we all go with these reservations ना. तो वो हटाने के लिए maybe we can have an informal forum where we can all talk as equals and see if we can break some ice. Krishna, what do you think? Please unmute your mic.
Absolutely agree with you, Anita. Is also to answer Madhuri's fears, and you talk to her about what the parents feel, maybe they are intimidated. I think some sort of training towards the rights approach लाइक हम जब काम शुरू किए थे 20 साल 25 साल पहले, तब ये बहुत एक अच्छा, एक दूसरे के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं. A lot of times people said, wow, you're blessed, you're doing such good work. And I would always tell them, hello, I do a job, I get paid for it. So it's not that I'm doing a favor to people. So that rights approach has already been there for the last 10-15 years all over. I think parents को ये समझने की बहुत जरूरी है कि उन पर कोई कृपा नहीं कर रहे हैं, ये उनकी राइट है, उनके बच्चों का राइट है. आज के दिन में, in the 21st century, it's a right for all children, whether special, whether regular, whoever, to be equal part of society. और इसी के लिए हम लोग काम करते हैं. And so in Palavanjali, what we also do, along with the teaching online at this point of time, what is the good thing, one of the very good things that has come out is the bonding between the teacher and the parent has become that much more stronger. Because on a regular basis, the parent is with the child for the classes. So they also get to see how much effort the teacher is putting and the interesting way things are done. So it seems that all of us, and there is a regular dialogue. There is regular counseling outside of the training time. Teachers are almost available all the time for parents at this point of time. Anita, should I go ahead or I stop there? Agree? I kind of take off.
We all do because we're passionate about our work.
Yeah.
So you're right, but it also depends on if you look at your own school and the children that come to your school, you will find that the privileged parents, the parents from the privileged class of society, are a lot freer in asking for support than the others.
No, I will tell you one thing, that even for our EWS students, parents can anytime talk to them. That's why, so what is happening is parents go out to work, there is one phone, he takes it away, children can't attend to classes. For such parents, classes happen through the weekend, classes happen in the evening. So teachers, that's why I'm saying the teacher's job has increased manyfold. It's not only those 2 hours, 3 hours they're online, but some parents are asking for evening, and rightfully so, because that's when they come back, and the weekends. So according to everybody's needs, we are trying to. We still need to, because everybody doesn't have electricity all the time. Everybody does. There are 3 children, 1 phone, so everybody has to use that phone. So there are many problems. But reaching out is when you have the, at least in my experience, what is happening in urban Gurgaon is that parents are getting back to teachers, and teachers are regularly getting back to parents at any time. So that's one good thing that's happening.
Another question I wanted to ask you was, when you say that you're still continuing to teach, are you focusing on, what are your goals really? Is it still an academics sort of a focus you have, or what are your teaching goals? And what are your learning goals for the children, and what are your support goals for the parents?
Okay.
That becomes important.
Yeah. So for special needs, the ones who are able to cognitively understand, read, write, there are educational goals also, because as Madhuri said, we also have NIOS. So as they grow up, they follow certain education, functional academics more so. For the general students, there are academic goals also, but that would be about 50%. 50% of the time, it is more of expressive art. It is about, independent living skills. There is a huge focus in Palavanjali toward, especially from the age group of 14 onwards, even before that, but specific specifically for 14 classes, independent living skills, life skills. So these are skills, you know. How do you, somebody was talking about how do you fold? How do you make Maggie? How do you make a cup of tea? Depending on your. So there would be, we have a student who is wheelchair bound and non-verbal, and there is no way, he can't even move his head. There is no way other than a smile for yes and a noise for no. So with him, little stories, and his passion is football, his passion is sports. But how do we include him in our learning area? So he doesn't come in for every class. He will come in once a day for his one-on-one also. And the other areas where we also do a lot of workshops now. Like we had the gardening workshop, we had a magic show, we had a photography workshop with phones, with whatever age you have. So these workshops are, and we have also got some of the hospitality, because they go for training, a Trident, they come and train us online. You know, how do you fold? We did a towel art. So from every aspect of learning, the IEPs still happen because we are still observing and we are making our goals, even through online teaching.
Wonderful. I think what you said about Trident and organizations which are employing persons with disabilities, if they agree to go online with us and conduct some basic trainings, for whatever
Absolutely.
jobs, they are offering to people with disabilities, that would be great. Thank you, Krishna. Moving to Sudha. What is it looking like now, and what is it that you're doing now, that with the lockdown?
Yeah. So Anita, I'm somebody who has been very skeptical of online learning because even before the lockdown happened, I've been asked to take online sessions with children or even online workshops. And I'm so used to face to face. I mean, my entire teaching life, it's been spent with the child. The child is there in front of you. The parent is there. Whoever you're training is right in front of you. And because when it's about teaching children, it's not just something very logical and analytical. There's also the emotional and social aspect of it. So मुझे हमेशा ये रहा है कि ऑनलाइन लर्निंग इतना इफेक्टिव कैसे हो पाएगा, हो भी पाएगा कि नहीं, नॉट जस्ट कि कैसे इफेक्टिव होगा, हो भी पाएगा. So मार्च में आई स्टार्टेड विद सम स्टोरी टेलिंग सेशंस, और फिर मैंने देखा कि जो भी पॉजिटिव टीचिंग प्रैक्टिसेस आई हैव बीन डूइंग, ठीक है, it's like you're creating an emotional space first of all for the child. Okay, before learning, before you even try to evaluate or assess कि बच्चे का need क्या है, what is the current level of functioning, if we use a technical term for it. Even before that, the first and foremost and aspect, and ये continue होता जाता है, it's not only कि first you do it and then you don't, creating that emotional safe space. So when you do that online, when you are in a non-threatening manner, you are, the children can take risk. For them, even sometimes giving an answer is a risk. Not knowing an answer is a risk. I'm non-verbal. I'm going to be asked something. Now what will I do? So even being asked a question is a risk for the child. So when you create an environment जहाँ पे the child is safe, the child's बच्चे का जो positive self-image है, that is safe. Right. So whether that is online or offline, that depends on your demeanor कि आप कैसे हो, आप कैसे बात करते हो, okay, आपके expectations क्या है बच्चे से, and you're establishing ground rules also कि all of us are on the same level, कि ऐसा नहीं है कि as a teacher मैं किसी platform पे खड़ी हूँ and I'm talking down to children. I am learning from you, you are learning from me. Okay, that is teaching for me. So that is what is established, whether I'm working face to face and when I'm working online with the children, that is what is established. The difference is content pe jo, I can do much more of content if I'm face to face with the child. The child is right next to me. Online, I have to bother and take care constantly, whatever the length of the session is this still a safe space for the child? क्योंकि बात ये है कि जब बच्चे या बच्चा मेरे साथ है तो environment को मैं structure करती हूँ. Okay, when they enter my classroom or they're sitting next to me or they're sitting around me, okay, उस environment का structure मेरे हाथ में है. There is no previous experience in that environment of something adverse, okay, something against them. But when the child is not with me, when I have not created the environment, first of all, it is कि parent के साथ मेरा partnership कितना strong है, वो कितना समझते हैं कि especially during lockdown period, content पे हमें उतना ध्यान नहीं देना चाहिए जितना बच्चे के well-being पर. कंटेंट पे कम ध्यान देना चाहिए. द डिलीवरी ऑफ द कंटेंट, इम्बाइबिंग ऑफ द कंटेंट, उस पे ध्यान उतना नहीं जाना चाहिए जितना कनेक्शन पर. कनेक्शन इज ऑलवेज इंपॉर्टेंट, वेदर इट इज कनेक्शन ऑफ द चाइल्ड टू द टीचर, पेरेंट चाइल्ड टीचर, जो भी है, कनेक्शन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बट आज के दौर पे especially with all the emotional, social and what do you say, behavioral challenges जो हम सब पर हावी है. Okay, so in such a time, it is the connection of the child with the teacher, connection of the child with the content, connection of the child with the material. यही सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है. तो ये नहीं कि कितने वर्कशीट्स हो पाए थे, कितने प्रॉब्लम्स आज सॉल्व हुए, कितना वोकैबुलरी बिल्डअप हुआ, कितना वोकलाइज हुआ आज, नहीं. The main important focus is how did the child feel? How did the child feel today? How is the child feeling during this lesson? Is it a positive experience? और क्या हम recognize करते हैं, क्या हम validate करते हैं कि along with us हमारे बच्चे एक बहुत ही unnatural situation में जी रहे हैं? Are we recognizing that? हम उसे नजरअंदाज नहीं कर सकते हैं. We have to see the student today as more of an emotional being. He is always an emotional being. All of us are emotional being. But education में क्या होता है कि आज की जो शिक्षा प्रणाली हो या शिक्षा संस्थाएं हो, emotional aspect is never taken into account. It is like input output. वही होता है, you know. So this situation actually आज का जो lockdown related to COVID-19, it is an opportunity for us कि we rethink कि what is education. Are we educating the children the proper way, right? Are we looking at content or are we looking at connection? So I would emphasize, re-emphasize, underline, it is all about connection, also how you're connecting with the material. And I have seen that those who are good teachers offline continue to be good teachers online because they are always establishing that connection. Because I have observed classes where, of course, the students are in their own homes. Okay? So the sibling comes and sits. It's a younger sibling. So, it's a little difficult for the parents to control also because the parent is supervising the older sibling and the younger sibling also has to be in the same room. So the teacher reaches out and says, oh, your sister wants to join us. So she's not at that time focusing ki PPT pe dhyan do. She is moving towards the connection. Ki, oh, your sister has joined us. She also wants to learn this. So I would say 100 times, connection, 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 connection. Agar hame kisi ek baat ka seekh lena hai is pure experience se, it is connection. That's it. One more thing, actually, when you spoke about inclusion, you were speaking about inclusion, Anita. We started this segment with that. So inclusion may now, what happens is the parent, school and teachers, we are all at these 3 points. And there are, of course, pockets of excellence wherein all 3 are coordinating and, working together. But the fact is कि जब हम वो triangle वाला model देखते हैं कि parent, the school and the teachers, or I include all the therapists and special educators in that, हम सब अपने कोने में रहते हैं, right? When you take a triangle metaphor, we are all sitting in our corners. So I think we have to go away from this trikon. I think in a lot of models, we're very fond of this trikon. So we have to go away from this trikon. We're all in this circle holding hands. Okay. And even one very small thing. Now, I am somebody, people who know me, who work with me, whether as parents or colleagues or even informal conversations, that inclusion ek aisi baat hai, which I'm very much a part of. And yahi mera vision hai, this is my struggle, and daily what I do is towards that. फिर भी आज जब मैं बोल रही थी, I went so fast in what I was talking because I was driven by what I want to convey. कि मेरे से segregation हुआ कि if I was not talking at a pace where others can keep pace with me, I am segregating. So in so many ways, छोटे छोटे बातों में we really have to keep खुद को टटोलना है कि segregation तो नहीं हो रहा है, because हम inclusion की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं? There's this parent Fatima Siraj of Bangalore. We all start off with inclusion. तो उसने ये कहा था एक बार मेरे से that we talk inclusion क्योंकि segregation हो रहा है. So we have to look at ways in which segregation हो रहा है. Even in small things. This was segregation that I practiced, for which I am deeply apologetic and shameful. So that's it.
See, Sudha, I constantly say this, that, we are not completely aware of all the disabilities that are there. Even today, I have come out with that petition, which I shared with most of you, where I'm saying that the 21 disabilities that the government has listed, they have also included a lot of medical conditions there, right? Like thalassemia, blood-related conditions. Then there is also Parkinson's, which is one of them. But they haven't included asthma. They have not included diabetes. So either they focus on the disabilities only caused by these conditions, or then they list all the conditions that can lead to disabilities, which could be obesity, which could be blood pressure, heart disease, right? So someone with a heart problem also cannot come down so many steps. So mobility is impacted. So basically there are 4 disabilities, which include vision, which include hearing and speech, the mind, and mobility. These are the 4 main disabilities that are there. And the rest are all conditions that lead to that. So what happens also, like you said, is this trikon that you're talking about. It's not just a trikon. There are multiple trikons actually, which means that all those people who call themselves experts are experts in specific disabilities, right? So like you even have specific learning disabilities now, even under learning disabilities. So everybody is an expert at one thing or 2 or 3 things at the most. So when we talk about inclusion, it is not even, yes, children with seizures also. I see Anandi Sundarajan commenting there. So there are so many health conditions that also cause disabilities. So either we include them all or we focus only on disabilities in the list. I think we should all make ourselves aware, which is what Ekansh attempts to do through the courses that we run in the colleges, etc. And all the workshops that I do in companies. I first show them the list of disabilities. Then I talk to them about the other challenges that should have been included also. And today you are, I think, I don't know how many of you have had a sign language interpreter for your sessions earlier, right? So today I thought, especially because it is about education, we must have an interpreter, right? I find that children who are hearing impaired are left out of so many discussions. I hope some of them are watching this. I will make sure that I share the video with people who are on my PAL list. So it is important that they know what they are missing out on. That is step 1. So awareness becomes step 1. So I think after this, I'm actually inspired by all of you. Instead of, I've been doing paid workshops so far, but I have also put all this information up on my website. So it is already there for anybody to read for free. So I think I will do one session online where I talk about all the 21 disabilities that are listed and the sensitization that I do, not only for corporate executives or for students, but also for people who are in the community. So when it comes to terminology, etc., also, like I said earlier, very often I find that even doctors who come to speak on my panels, they say things like बहुत ही भयंकर disability है ये. So we have to sort of change our language. We have to be more aware of what we are saying also. Like suddenly you have become aware of your speed, which was not there when you began. It was a one moment thing and that's it. So next time I will find it again, you're slowing down on your own. You don't have to be reminded again, right? So it is just that one moment that it takes for us to become aware. Just listening to somebody else or watching someone. I have been listening to Sudha. I learn every single day. I have been saying this for the past 13 years. So I think it's a learning thing. So don't beat yourself about your speed. I also speak very fast. And I usually have my husband sitting in the audience and saying, slow down, slow down. So yes, some of us do speak fast. That is okay. Atul will warn us when he's not able to keep up. That was just, just to make you aware that we have to go a little slower. Madhuri ji, so what has the scene been like for you with the lockdown?
Yes, before talking about lockdown, Anita, I want to go back to your point of where you mentioned that parents of children with disability generally hesitate to ask for help, and they always feel that they are always at the asking and the receiving end rather than the giving end. I think inclusion or the integrated schools, I have always found this advantageous where I can show the difference in the sense it's not that because you are a parent of a special child, you are at the asking end. There are so many parents of a normal children who have certain demands or help that they have to ask for. So, I mean, it's okay. Asking for help is fine. So I think inclusion or inclusive education or integrated schools have this advantage where the parents can be brought on one platform where they realize that सिर्फ हमारा बच्चा ऐसा है इसलिए हम मदद नहीं मांग रहे हैं, जो नॉर्मल बच्चे हैं उनके पेरेंट्स को भी किसी और चीज के लिए मदद मांगनी पड़ती है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ हमको ही मदद मांगनी पड़ती है. तो ये शायद एडवांटेज है जहाँ पे हम बच्चों को भी एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे ला सकते हैं और पेरेंट्स को भी एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे ला सकते हैं. अभी कोविड में ऐसा है कि मैं अभी एक नॉर्मल स्कूल MIT स्कूल की प्रिंसिपल हूँ जहाँ पे हमने ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग शुरू कर दिया है हमारे स्कूल के बच्चों के लिए. मगर ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग हमारे लिए भी इतना आसान और क्विक तरीका नहीं था. हमारे टीचर्स अभी भी सीख रहे हैं कि म्यूट अनम्यूट कैसे करें, PPT कैसे शेयर करें, पूरे क्लास को ओनली मी कैसे प्रेजेंट करें, बाकी क्लास को कैसे कंट्रोल करें. तो जितने चैलेंजेस नॉर्मल बच्चों को ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में आ रहे हैं शायद थोड़े ज्यादा, मगर वो बच्चों को स्पेशल बच्चों को भी ये चैलेंजेस आ सकते हैं जहाँ पे पेरेंट्स और टीचर्स उनको हेल्प कर सकते हैं. सुधा के एक बात से मैं बिल्कुल सहमत हूँ where she said getting connected. A teacher who's a good offline is always good online because she is considering about getting connected with children. तो अगर getting connected की बात है और I'm fully agree कि that is what makes a teacher a successful teacher for the children. So before getting connected, the teacher knows what are the requirements of her students, what is the target audience that is sitting in front of her, and then deliver whatever she has to, which the children will be able to accept and will be able to operate in the or participate in this interactive session. तो दूसरी बात है जहाँ सेग्रीगेशन की बात आती है तो बिल्कुल सेग्रीगेशन है, इसलिए इंक्लूजन की बात आती है. मगर अभी जब CBSE 2009 में मैंने एक सर्कुलर देखा है जहाँ पे CBSE स्कूल्स ने बोला है कि किसी भी कंडीशन पे बच्चों को एडमिशन हम रिजेक्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं, और काफी सारे स्कूल्स ये कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे हम एडमिशन रिजेक्ट नहीं करते. आज मेरे भी स्कूल में ऐसे बच्चे हैं जो कि स्लो लर्नर्स है, बॉर्डरलाइन IQ है, ऑटिस्टिक है, मगर वो मेरे स्कूल का, मेरे क्लासरूम का एक हिस्सा है और हम उनको उसी तरह पढ़ाते हैं जैसे हम नॉर्मल बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं. हमारे एक ऑनलाइन क्लासेस चल रहे हैं, उस क्लासेस में वो भी बच्चे वहाँ है. सिर्फ हमको ये करना पड़ता है कि एक 45 मिनट्स का क्लास अगर खत्म हुआ तो उन बच्चों को टीचर को 1-to-1 जाके वापस एक बार बात करनी पड़ती है कि क्या क्या पॉइंट्स आज कवर हुए और कौन से पॉइंट्स आपको समझ में नहीं आए जिसको दोबारा रिवाइज करना पड़ता है. कई बार हमको पेरेंट्स से भी बात करना पड़ता है कि शायद ये आप अपने बच्चों को घर में सामने बैठे थोड़ा अच्छा एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. मगर चैलेंजेस तो है, मतलब नॉर्मल बच्चों को और टीचर्स को भी चैलेंजेस है तो इनको चैलेंजेस होंगे ही. मगर मुझे लगता है कि हर कोई सेशन से पहले अगर हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव क्लियर है, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमने अभी 8 जून से ऑनलाइन क्लासेस शुरू किए, तो पहला मेरा ऑब्जेक्ट यस अनीता, you please unmute yourself.
Yeah, your microphone there's a little disturbance, तो अगर आप उसको plug in ठीक से करें और उसको हाँ please.
Okay.
पहले ठीक था, अभी थोड़ा सा disturbance static की तरह आ रहा है.
Yeah. Okay, now can you hear me? Is it okay now? Yeah. तो टीचर्स को जब बच्चे सामने बैठे हैं तो इट इज क्लियर कि क्या करना है। तो अभी भी हमने जब क्लासेस शुरू किए तो पहला पूरा हफ्ता, अभी हमारा कल सैटरडे एक हफ्ता पूरा हुआ, but we could not academically teach anything to children as such. We only had practices, we only had demo classes where we could train the children how to sit in front of the camera, what are the protocols of online classes. The children, the cute ones, went to the extent, the first standard ones, when we said you have to sit in the uniform, वो तो shoes और socks पहन के भी बैठे थे स्कूल क्लासरूम में। तो ये बात स्पेशल बच्चों के साथ भी हो सकती है। थोड़ा सा पेरेंट्स को उनके साथ अगर बैठ के, नॉर्मल बच्चों को भी ये करना पड़ता है। और मुझे लगता है कि ये कंपैरिजन दिखा के मुझे इंटीग्रेटेड स्कूल में ये एडवांटेज मिलता है कि स्पेशल बच्चों के पेरेंट्स को ये कभी भी हम कुछ कम है ये फीलिंग नहीं आती। तो इंक्लूसिव एजुकेशन मेरे हिसाब से तो बहुत ही फायदेमंद है सबके लिए, नॉर्मल बच्चों के लिए भी और स्पेशल बच्चों के लिए भी। और आज भी मैं चाहती हूँ कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्पेशल बच्चों के ऑनलाइन क्लासेस शुरू हो, जहाँ पे हम उनके साथ इंटरेक्ट कर सकें, और ये ऑनलाइन क्लासेस पॉसिबल है बच्चों के लिए। थैंक यू अनीता।
थैंक यू माधुरी। अतुल, आपको बहुत सारा अप्रिसिएशन मिल रहा है चैट में, फेसबुक के ऊपर। सो तालियां। How you clap?
Congrats Atul.
Sign language.
Congrats Atul.
This is for Atul. Thank you for joining us. तो मैं ये कहना चाह रही थी कि जो हम लोग, मैंने कहा था कि इंक्लूसिव प्ले और इंक्लूसिव स्टोरीज और ये सारे सेशंस जो हैं, मैं चाहती हूँ कि अगर हम एनकरेज कर सकें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, और कोई एक क्लास हो हफ्ते में जो सिर्फ स्पेशल बच्चों के लिए या स्पेशल बच्चों के लिए ना हो जिनको स्पेशल नीड्स हो, है ना। ये एक ड्राइंग क्लास हो, जैसे ड्राइंग हो, आर्ट हो, जैसे मैंने कहा अंताक्षरी हो, विच आई रियली एंजॉय एंड आई फाइंड इट मेनी पीपल जॉइन इन। इनफैक्ट अतुल अगर ज्वाइन करने को तैयार है तो हम कहते हैं उसको डम शराड्स, पर डम शराड्स नहीं, डम शराड्स के थ्रू अगर साइन लैंग्वेज थोड़ा सा हम सीख सकें, क्योंकि जो बच्चे हैं जो जिनको ऑटिज्म है वो नॉन वर्बल होते हैं कई सारे, और विदेश में उनको भी साइन लैंग्वेज थोड़ा बहुत सिखाया जाता है ताकि वो कम्युनिकेट कर पाएं। So sign language is not only for hearing impaired children, it is also for children who have autism and are non-verbal, or non-verbal for any other reason, where they are not able to speak for some reason. I shouldn't be mentioning it now, but if somebody is on a ventilator right now thanks to COVID, that person would also need to sign, or if you're wearing a mask and you need to communicate like this, Sudha just gestured from there. So you see, we all know how to sign. I got what you said immediately, yes, without you having to speak, right? So it is just about focusing on our capacity to speak without speech. You have your hand raised, which means that you have something to say. Again, that is a sign, right? You're able to stop me with that. So yeah, so this is yes.
So permission to speak. So when you were talking about this group with the mixed abilities, so when I've had group classes, whether it's for phonics, handwriting, and now summer classes, where we were doing creative movement and literacy based activities. So it's not just the content, but what do you do with that content, the expression, blah blah blah. I won't go into that. But basically, I've had a very diverse group. See, Neha's daughter Sara, those who saw the parent meet yesterday of Ekansh, so they've met Neha. So Sara was part of it, as was another child who had mobility restrictions. She was a wheelchair, and I had a couple of children, my students on the autism spectrum. And sorry. So, yeah. And there was one of my students again who has issues with impulse control. So each of the children had different support needs, where somebody had an issue, say, with a verbal response. A child had an issue with waiting for her turn because impulse control issues are there. Somebody who cannot sit for long in front of the screen, maybe, or in front of anybody, so needs to keep moving. So children with movement needs as well. And there are children who were very engaged, they do not have these support needs. Perhaps they have other support needs, maybe emotional, maybe behavioral. So it's a group where different children, different abilities, different support needs, but each one of them was very patient when it came to me taking a response. अभी जिस बच्ची को शायद vocalization जो है बहुत ही soft है, तो उसको थोड़ा सा encouragement चाहिए कि थोड़ा सा जोर से बोलिए आप. Okay, so it takes time. ओके एक बच्चा जो इमीडिएटली बोल सकता है, झटाक से रिस्पॉन्स हो चुका है उनके तरफ से. तो नन ऑफ द अदर चिल्ड्रन, और सब छोटे बच्चे हैं, नोबडी ओल्डर देन 9, दे वर ऑल वेरी पेशेंट राइट फ्रॉम द 5-year-old टू द 9-year-old कि इस बच्चे को थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा है या इस बच्चे का स्पीच जो है क्लियर नहीं है. But none of them were impatient. Of course, kabhi kabhi they also want to talk. So I used to model that when we are waiting for somebody's response, we will wait, and we will wait patiently and reward the children for waiting. I mean, like praise them that, you know, they have waited. Now the thing is that what I really liked about this group, not only the group of children, the group of parents, कि किसी ने मुझे ये message नहीं किया कि, and I have had these responses before for my students, huh? Ki, what is wrong with your student? Okay, people have asked me, what is wrong with that child? And I say, nothing's wrong with that child. What is wrong with you? May I know? You know, but in this group, किसी ने नहीं पूछा कि ये कैसे बच्चे हैं. You know, the usual derogatory comments or even curious comments that we get. Nobody asked. Not one parent personal messaged me. Not one child asked me that why is that child not talking, why that child is not moving, why they are not getting up and dancing. Nobody. So there is hope. There is hope, and there is hope is what I can say.
Krishna is wanting to say something desperately. I'm unmuting her. Krishna, you're next.
Just one comment. I agree so much with Sudha, Madhuri. The discussion is really going very well. Where we are talking about inclusive education, whatever Sudha was saying, that's the beauty of the inclusiveness. You know, I see, because we work with regular children and special needs together for our inclusive classes, it's both the sides gain so much. You know, when we have our plays on our annual day, every class and every student participates, however severe you may be. So it's amazing to see how the regular EWS students reach out to a special needs child. Teachers don't have to go to the stage at all. They conduct all the children, telling them what to do. I mean, it's an amazing, you know, feeling that you get as an educator being part of that organization. I can see it in Sudha's face, when she's talking. That's exactly what I feel. And as Sudha said, that the socio-emotional learning is the key for learning, not only for special children, for all children now. In today's COVID times, especially more so, is we have an opportunity to really work on the socio-emotional aspect and also the ethical bit within that. So in Palavanjali, we really believe in that socio-emotional and ethical learning. Thank you.
So even if you look at the conversations that we are having, I have actually begun these sessions with people who I know, simply because I also need that connect when I'm talking to somebody online. So connections are important. So my very first session was with Chalu, that I have known for the longest time, and the parents that I have known, and you're all special educators that I have met. I have had conversations with Atul on WhatsApp before I added him on, as you know, he's our COVID team member, if I can call him that. So he's going to be our interpreter, at least when lockdown is happening, and hopefully even after that. So the thing is, having that connection is definitely important. I had a long conversation with Atul, who was a complete stranger to me, except on Facebook. I needed to know what his ideas were about sign language, about interpretation, and whether we were on the same wavelength. Sudha I have known for a long time. Krishna I met 10 years ago. Madhuri has been part of some of our sessions in Pune. So definitely connection is important. And when you meet people that you don't know, complete strangers, we first need to forge that connection before we even start anything formal with them. So I don't think this is only about people with disabilities, but even people without disabilities of our age, where we are so confident and outgoing and all of that, we still need that connection in order to be able to communicate well. So communication, which is what education is all about, is also about connections then. You know, the emotional connect has to be there for us to be able to convey our thoughts well. So one question that I'm asking everybody these days: what is your mental health like today as special educators? Because all of you are also stressed out, I know. It's like हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं तो उनसे कभी नहीं पूछते कि आप कैसे हो. We just go and we say ये हमारी बीमारी है, हम, you know, what are the tablets I should take, or what do you suggest and what do you prescribe. So aap, you are at that space now, in that space now. So aapka jo, what are you stressing about? What are you anxious about? What are you worried about as of now? So with an emoticon she answers. But Krishna, I would like to ask you, what are your, and please be honest, because I'm sure that many other teachers and many other parents and everybody else today is really worried about what will happen post lockdown. What are your stress triggers right now? So we'll start with Krishna, Sudha, and then Madhuri. Please unmute your mic. Your mic.
Are you asking about personal or related to work?
Related to work, and see, it also, see, there can't be stress only related to work because it will spill over to your personal life as well.
Absolutely.
So please tell me what you're stressed about right now related to work, which also carries on.
One of the fallback about the online classes and the COVID times is that children are missing out on their social skills completely. Seeing your friends online when you're learning or when you're doing an activity or being together is one thing, but being with them, being with the teachers physically, I think it is a huge drawback. I hope we can, when we go back to physical classes, I hope we can get back to it as easily. So that is one worry. My worry is I also worry about, even when the government says, okay, schools are opening, how long will it take before all of us will get into our comfort level to physically be there and for students to come to school? So that might take a much longer time. So we have to equip ourselves better for a longer online classes. When we started, we didn't know how long it's going to take. But now we see this is our third month. And I don't know if July, August, September, another 3 months. So how will things go forward? It's very exciting when you begin in when you start a system, but keeping that system going and adding to it and bringing the changes to it. I hope all of us together, parents and teachers, can do that for our children and even for our children. You know, a lot of times the mother says, he has done a class, the next class he won't come. However interesting, even if it's a PE class online, he can't because he sat through 40 minutes or an hour or 30 minutes or 20, whatever. So looking forward, what changes we will have to bring about, how we have to take the program forward so that all of us are comfortable, and for how long. You know, the not knowing what is the future holds for us, uncertainty, that worries. And at this moment, at a personal level, when one has to do so much more, so it's very exciting. Things that you've never done, things that you've never cooked. Like I've taken to gardening. I didn't know I had it in me to be so passionate about gardening. But it's happening now. I don't know if it is going to sustain, I will be able to sustain all these that I have. So that fear of uncertainty in all these aspects is what is bothering me.
Sudha was
Okay.
notes I noticed. So thank you, Krishna.
Yeah. Anita, I can't attend without taking notes. And basically, what you asked about what are the stressors. Okay, so I'm hearing the same things, whether it's from you, from Krishna, from Madhuri. It is about reaching out. Like even for Atul, if either of us are going to go fast, and how is he going to reach out? Like, or how are we going to reach out through him, right? So the main thing is of reaching out, because what happens is that parents, the stress as far as being a special educator is concerned, there are children who have regressed because I have not been able to reach out to them. I have offered, I said, in case the parent is having some kind of a issue, that you can have a trial session. So if you are comfortable, only then we go ahead. We can have a home program, so I don't have to be working with the child. I'll tell you what to do, and this won't be chargeable. But somehow there's this particular child, the situation was as it is trouble, and I guess one of the parents is in depression, therefore not even able to, even if I talk to her informally, not able to kind of do what it takes. Child has regressed, she is in a bad state, and I'm not able to do anything. I've tried to reach out. So it's all about, sometimes you're just helplessly standing there in the sidelines, not able to reach out. You have the satisfaction of those you have been able to reach out, that in some way something is getting sorted, right? So there is that stress where what do I say, I mean, what is to be done. Okay, rationally what is to be done, but you're just not able to reach out, or the parent is not able to do, not due to factors जो उनके control में भी नहीं है. So that is a very big reality, that how much ever we talk about adapting to the system, and that we are using the positive teaching practices, but जिनको हम reach out नहीं कर पा रहे, not even because of technology. Okay, education वैसे भी elitist ही है. Okay, whether it's online or offline, education is elitist. At least जैसे हमारे देश में है, जो हमारे शिक्षण संस्थाएं हैं, that's true post COVID, pre COVID, during COVID. लेकिन those who are reachable through technology also, there are so many people we can't reach out to because of the mental hygiene factor. I also stress a lot about my children, my students. It's very unnatural. Play is the main business of childhood. They are not able to play. They don't have their friends. How are they coping? They appear to be cheerful in front of me. But there are students who also say that I'm so fed up. They have their parents every day. घर पे ही है, लेकिन parents को भी work from home करना पड़ रहा है. And I would really request corporates to actually reduce the working hours for parents, because जो हमारे citizens of tomorrow है, जो हमारे बच्चे हैं, they are suffering like anything. And it's horrible to have your parents at home, but your parents are not available to you. You can't go out, you don't have your friends, you don't have your playmates, relatives नहीं है, grandparents नहीं है, किसी से नहीं मिल सकते हैं. So on top of that, your father is in one room, mother is in one room, and they are on their computer. So I mean, I think it is a call for compassion. Whatever we are going through now, it is a call for a more compassionate society. And it is very stressful that I don't know whether we will evolve into a compassionate society. And for me, it is overwhelming personally to see what is happening around and to sit helplessly. Like, maybe you can do small things, but वो सब transactional है कि यहाँ पे मैंने थोड़ा सा donate किया तो मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है, वो भी transactional है. So it's been a very, very, very stressful period. Also because I can know things about child development जो सही है, but जब मैं अपने बच्चों, मेरे बच्चे तो बच्चे नहीं रहे, one is 18 and one is 24, but उनके साथ तो मैं वो अप्लाई नहीं कर पाती, because with them मैं प्रोफेशनल बन के ऑब्जेक्टिवली नहीं बैठी हूँ, मैं एज अ पेरेंट बैठी हूँ. इट्स अ पेरेंट चाइल्ड इंटरेक्शन which is under a lot of strain in any case, because तीनों ही है. And I think what keeps us going is we have 2 pets. So Mozzie and Ella really keep us going. अगर ये नहीं होते तो मुझे पता नहीं कि हम तीनों का actually क्या होता. And as a professional, मुझे ये सब साइड में रखना पड़ता है, my own whatever I'm going through, and I still have to find the energy within me कि मैं बच्चे के लिए इमोशनल सेफ स्पेस क्रिएट करूं, एंड दैट इज एन एडेड स्ट्रेस ऑन मी, क्योंकि मैं एनवायरनमेंट को स्ट्रक्चर नहीं कर रही हूँ, जितना मेरे से हो पाएगा मैं कर रही हूँ, बट द चाइल्ड इज इन देयर ओन होम, एंड सबके घर अभी इज अ बैटल फील्ड, और मे बी ऑल, आई कैन नॉट जनरलाइज, बट द होम इज बिकम, आई मीन कुरुक्षेत्र से कम नहीं है कभी कभी. तो माई चाइल्ड इज सिटिंग इन देयर कुरुक्षेत्र, मैं अपनी कुरुक्षेत्र में बैठी हूँ, और हमें करना पड़ रहा है जो भी करना पड़ रहा है. सो इट टेक्स सो मच ऑफ फोकस. सो दैट वन सेशन दैट यू डू ऑनलाइन, even though the child is not in front of you, okay, it is so stressful, it takes a lot out of you, and then somehow you have to get up and again do it, because you owe that to the child. And if you are not the safe space for the child, you are not the advocate, who will be? So it's it's very difficult, Anita, and I think I've been surviving thanks to my pets. And yeah, my daughters are good, no complaints there, but I'm a bad parent, I guess. And I've been attending mindfulness sessions also, Sandy's just being, so those kind of things help. So as professionals, we need to look after our own mental hygiene, because we are human beings. जितना भी हम रैशनल है, जितना भी हमें पता है कि क्या करना है, हमारे लिमिटेशंस है. एंड आई हैव बीन हियरिंग कृष्णा एंड माधुरी टॉकिंग, ओके, एंड द कमिटमेंट है, तो जहाँ इतना कमिटमेंट है और जहाँ इतना पैशन है, तो द फ्लिप साइड इज उतना ही स्ट्रेस भी होगा. सो यू नो, वी नीड टू ब्रीथ. And I tell parents ki be kind to yourself, but I don't know whether we can afford that luxury of being kind to ourselves because we have to function 100% when we are with our children and parents. But I'm so glad that you had this talk today, Anita, and especially with Krishna and Madhuri, because kitna kuch padhne ko mila hai, and Atul also. Yeah, so learning from Atul that okay, you are a medium. that you are not the message, you are the medium.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so yes, it happens to me also, because every time I have completed one of these this new word, webinar, every time I complete one of these, I watch and then I agonize and I think to myself, I should have asked this question, or I should have, I should have phrased that question in another way, or maybe the response that I got wasn't exactly what I expected, or what I want to convey, because okay, this is my webinar and this is what I wanted to put out there. Why didn't I think of that also? So I think all of us stress, like you said, if you're passionate about what you do, it comes with the extra baggage also, which we have welcomed into our lives. So I think we recognize that, and we just do our best in whatever situation we are in. Madhuri ji, next, your chance to tell us what stresses you out and how you're feeling right now.
Yes. Actually, I am absolutely unhappy, Anita, because our school has made it compulsory for us to go to school and work in the office for 3-4 hours. And entering the school campus without children is like breathing without air, or living without water or something like that. I mean, I just can't phrase it what I feel. So I am absolutely unhappy because I don't see my children. The school is huge building, full of, the playground is very large, but it is barren. And making myself, I really have to push myself to school every day morning, going there and sitting and work in the office where I don't hear children in the corridor. Sometimes I have illusions that children are shouting in the corridor. I really look out of the window to see whether children are really there out. So it's a very, very unhappy situation. However, online classes we are probably 50% achieving the objectives of the school. I feel academics is just 50% that we do in school. Academics is not all that the school is all about. The social relations that children develop, their friendship, their physical exercises, their overall interaction with people in the school, not only with their friends, but with teachers, with people of the management, with the peons and maushis and the security guards and all these kind of interactions also teach them a lot of things besides their academics. So I feel children are losing out on so many things first. Secondly, through online classes, even I teach 9th and 10th. I have had sessions with children of 9th standard yesterday. So I feel that I am doing only a part of my job क्योंकि मैं मेरे बच्चों को उनके बॉडी लैंग्वेज से जानती हूँ. जब वो स्कूल में घूम रहे हैं, जैसे वो खेल रहे हैं, तो पेरेंट्स उनको नहीं देखते, मगर हम देखते हैं जब वो बच्चों के साथ खेलते हैं. एंड आई नो अ चाइल्ड थ्रू हिज बॉडी लैंग्वेज. उसको कंफर्टेबल है कि नहीं है, वो बच्चे को देख के मैं बता सकती हूँ, जो अभी मैं नहीं कर पा रही. So I am failing in my job as a teacher. Only providing academics is not what all I want to do for them. I want to see their faces, and from their faces, from their talks, just saying good morning, I can understand कि बच्चा आज किस mood में है. And this is something I am losing out on. तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा loss है कि I am not interacting with my children the way I should. एक बहुत अच्छा व्हाट्सएप पे एक इमेज आया था जहाँ पे टीचर गोइंग टू बेड क्या क्या सोचती है, कि सारे अभी टीचर्स ऑनलाइन के बारे में सोच रहे हैं, मगर मैं ये सोच रही हूँ कि क्या बच्चा अनहैप्पी है ये उसके पेरेंट्स को समझता होगा, उसको फ्रेंड्स नहीं है, वेदर आई ऑलवेज फील दैट आई एम इन द रोल ऑफ प्रोबेबली अ फर्स्ट पेरेंट वेयर द चाइल्ड इज इन स्कूल, क्योंकि मैं मेरे हर बच्चे को जानती हूँ. उसके बात करने के तरीके से मुझे उसका मूड पता चलता है, उनके स्टेटमेंट से मुझे समझ में आता है कि बच्चा सच बोल रहा है कि झूठ बोल रहा है. तो मैं अपने हर स्टूडेंट को आई नो देम इन एंड आउट, तो आई एम मिसिंग आउट ऑन दैट, एंड दिस इज मेकिंग मी सो अनहैप्पी, दिस इज मेकिंग मी स्ट्रेसफुल. बट एवरी डे मॉर्निंग
We've lost her. Looks like she's lost connection.
I motivate. Hello, I think my voice got.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Don't worry. तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत अनहैप्पी सिचुएशन है, और जब स्कूल में मुझे जाना पड़ रहा है और जहाँ बच्चे नहीं है, वो तो मेरे लिए एक डिजास्टर है. कि मैं वर्क फ्रॉम होम करना चाहूँ, मैं घर से कितना भी काम करना चाहूँ, मगर मेरा स्कूल मैनेजमेंट एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा है कि मैं स्कूल आऊँ. ऑफ कोर्स वो भी रिक्वायर्ड है, क्योंकि there are parents coming and asking, there are some who want admission for next year, so there are certain things as an office institute we have to do. Magar school without children is just not beyond my imagination. So I'm really very unhappy, but having online classes that I see faces of my children, and I that I'm teaching, delivering some academics, I satisfy myself. Thank you.
That's wonderful to know. And I completely get what you're saying, because I miss my office space and I miss people walking in through the door. And Aparna also, who works with me, I think we miss the office very much. We didn't realize we would miss it so much, because that is where we sat and planned the day and planned our activities. And though we do it online over the phone and WhatsApp, it's not the same thing. And also text, if you look at text, I think it is the worst thing that has happened to us, because text has no tone at all, So you really don't know what the other person is trying to say when there are messages going to and fro via text. So I'm glad that at least we have the video option now. I hate to think of what would have happened in those days when we didn't have video conferencing. Can you imagine if we had to use only text to communicate? It has absolutely no tone. You can't modulate text at all. So people don't know where you're coming from and what you're trying to convey. It is just very flat. So we need to be grateful to the internet that we are still remaining connected in these times. So that is a positive thing, thanks to technology. We are still able to remain connected, since we're talking about connections. At least facial expressions are still visible. We are able to understand the tone and the mood of the person who's speaking to us, just, by looking at the person's face at least, if not the body language. Thank you so much, Krishna. I'm going to unmute all of you now. Thank you so much, Krishna, Sudha, Madhuri ji, and Atul also. Atul, you never get to talk because I know that it is unethical to ask the interpreter. Yeah, that is a rule, because an interpreter just interprets what you're doing. He's not supposed to speak, but I would definitely want to ask Atul. what has been your experience with our conversations? I will not ask about everybody else because that is even more unethical. But how have you felt about being interpreter on 2 of our sessions already? And also, you could recommend what more we can do for the people who are hearing impaired, who are deaf, youngsters, the youth, the children and adults, because I'm sure that there is absolutely no communication happening with them at home, which is heartbreaking. I have put up a video about what I have said to parents of children who are hearing impaired. If there is no sign language happening at home, Atul can't be everywhere, he can't be in every home. So the regular conversations also that parents are having with their children, siblings are having, all of that is missing in the lives of children who are hearing impaired, because sign language is not encouraged, and it is not as if parents and the hearing members of the family learn to sign. So can you imagine what isolation means to them? And again, not all of them have cell phones, smartphones, or the internet connection or electricity. So even those small conversations that we are having with our families, they are not able to have. So Atul, 2 lines about what you feel about this COVID situation, and how you have felt about the 2 sessions that you have interpreted for us. Please unmute and talk to us. It is okay. I break rules all the time, so you can blame it on me.
Thank you so much, Anita ma'am. You all, I learn a lot and new things from you. Okay, what you are facing during the COVID-19, how can we control with the children? How can we talk with that? And second thing, if I'll tell about deaf children, those are hearing and impairment. Actually, this is the great opportunity to parents, siblings, if they have their child, those are deaf, they can learn from him lots of words, sign language, they can communicate with that. और उससे बहुत कुछ सीख भी सकते हैं, उसके वर्ड्स, उसकी फीलिंग्स, what he felt once he was in school, कैसी सिचुएशन थी, एजुकेशन लेवल उसका जान सकते हैं. तो ये एक पेरेंट्स के लिए और सिबलिंग के लिए एक बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि इस टाइम बच्चा उनके साथ है और वो समय देके उसको उससे सीख सकते हैं. सेकंड थिंग, इस सिचुएशन में सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम हुई है डेफ कम्युनिटी, मतलब वी कैन से हियरिंग इम्पेयरमेंट स्टूडेंट्स को, या तो वो जॉब कर रहे हो या कहीं स्कूल्स में एजुकेशन ले रहे हैं, क्योंकि सडनली ये हैपन्स हुई, सारे लोग एक ही जगह स्टक हो गए. तो सबसे बड़ा उनको बैरियर आया जो कम्युनिकेशन का, कि इंटरप्रेटर्स नहीं जा सकता, गवर्नमेंट का रूल था, हमारे पास पासेस नहीं थे, कोई हॉस्पिटल में किसी को केस हुआ तो फिर हमने भी एक ग्रुप बनाया जो सारे इंडिया से इंटरप्रेटर कलेक्ट किए और मिनिस्ट्री को हमने मैसेज भेजा कि अगर इस तरह का हॉस्पिटल्स में डॉक्टर्स के पास कम्युनिकेशन करने में प्रॉब्लम है तो दे कैन रीच आउट अस, वी कैन डू फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट इंटरप्रिटेशन थ्रू द वीडियो कॉलिंग. तो ये हमने पूरे इंडिया में हर स्टेट वाइज एक ग्रुप बना के लोगों को मैसेज दिया और वो हमने किया भी. सेकंड थिंग, गवर्नमेंट जो इन्फॉर्मेशन दे रही थी, तो एक आई थिंक अनीता मैम वेल अवेयर अबाउट इसलिए, तो उसने एक वॉलंटियर ग्रुप बनाया इंटरप्रेटर्स का कि डेफ लोग ये सूचना से मिस ना हो, क्योंकि वो लोग सबटाइटल्स गवर्नमेंट देती नहीं है किसी भी न्यूज में. अगर सबटाइटल्स भी है तो डेफ लोग इतने एजुकेटेड नहीं है कुछ लोग जो उसको समझ पाए. तो उस ग्रुप के थ्रू मोदी जी की जो भी स्पीच आ रही थी रिलेटेड टू कोविड-19, डॉक्टर्स जो भी कहना चाह रहे थे, जो भी एक्सपर्ट साइकोलॉजिस्ट एडवाइस देना चाह रहे थे, वो हम वीडियो एडिट करके साइन लैंग्वेज में स्प्लिट किए. बहुत सारे सॉन्ग्स भी है, उनको भी हमने साइन लैंग्वेज. तो ये हम इंटरप्रेटर, बीइंग इंटरप्रेटर के लिए भी बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था. हम जो इन्फॉर्मेशन दे रहे हैं वो उन तक पहुंच रही है, बिकॉज कुछ लोग के पास इंटरनेट अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है, जो 2000 बिलोंग टू विलेजेस, उनके पास स्मार्टफोन भी नहीं है, बट हमने अपना बेस्ट किया.
Thank you, Atul. Thank you all for joining us. We are well past our 1 hour
Yes.
timing. So thank you so much, Krishna, Sudha, Madhuri, and Atul. Since I know you all well, you know how appreciative I am of everything that all of you are doing, and the fact that you made yourselves available the moment I asked you to come on board. So thank you. And Atul, Sudha wants to know, what is your sign name? What is your sign name?
Atul, interpreter.
Okay. And mine is A and Chashma. So this is my sign to be by my because I usually wear my glasses on my head. So I'm A. We are not allowed to give each other sign names. Only people who are hearing impaired can give us a sign name. So that is what the rule says. So thank you all so much for being a part of this, and hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you for
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Thank you
to
so
everybody. We got to know each other.
Yes.
Great to
Yes,
know you
yes.
all, Krishna, Madhuri,
Yeah.
and Atul.
And
Anita,
Yes,
I have known for years. So
yeah, same
great
here.
knowing you all.
It was
Thank you so
right.
much.
It was really very good interacting with all of you. Thank you, Anita, for bringing us together on this forum. Thank you so
Absolutely my
much.
pleasure. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.